Okay, so in this section here, we're going to be talking about the actual compensation side of the business. It has a unique side to it. So we're going to show you this is what we call the spider web income. Now, it has qualifications for it. So they've done it this way so that, the whales can't come in and really cause havoc in the compensation side of the business. Because there's two things that you have to qualify for to get paid in this business. The first one is you have to have a referral that has 15 levels of depth that it pays. You have to have a personal referral paid in the system with a amount staked in the system before you can be paid on the first level. You also have to have $100 minimum in LG&S staked in the system in order to be paid. So to open up level one personal referral that has deposited money into their staking account, you have $100 in your staking account, and that opens up one generation of rewards at 16%. Now, what does the 16% mean? Well, going back to the back office here, David is my sponsor. So every time I get paid, whatever this amount is, because remember, when every 8-hour session ends or one epoch ends, this amount is added to my existing staking amount, and then this will go up because now the amount I'm staking is higher. So that's where that goes into play. So let's go back to here. When you have two personal referrals that have staking money in their account, and you have upgraded your staking from 100 to 300, you're not adding 300 in, you're paying the difference. So you're going from 100, you're adding 200 more to your staking account for a total of 300 being staked. And that'll open up a second generation of pay at 10%. Again, going back, the referrals, whoever I personally referred, whatever they're making here, I would make 16%, David would make 10% match on that. And so forth as we go down, all the way down 15 levels. But this is kind of deceiving the way it looks here. It's actually horizontal. So 15 people that you have front line to you horizontally that are paying down 15 levels. And as you open up, so as you increase your staking amount, so you go from 100, you increase it up to 300, then increase it up to 500, then to 800, and so forth, all the way down to 10,000, and you have 15 personal referrals that are staking into the system, that opens up all these reward generational pay. Now we have a second part that goes to this, but let me go and cover where you would see that in the spider web that basically Tony had mentioned. Okay, you're going to go to your invite area. The invite area is where you will see your spider web income growing in here. Okay, I just moved mine over to the turbine. We're not going to talk about that today, but as each 8-hour session ends, this starts to increase with your commissions, depending on the levels that you are paid to. Currently, I'm being paid to level 4. Okay, even though I have more referrals that are there, I've got 6, I got actually 8, but 6 that are actually staking. So, but I actually have, and I'll show you where you see that in here, there's a little button here. It tells you I got $943 that is staking there right now. So I'm good to be paid for level 4 based on this. I have 800 in here. So now I can be paid. I got 4 people referred. Now I can get paid 16, 10, 8, and 7% commissions. And believe me, they actually add up fast when you're looking at that. Okay. Now, one thing I also wanted to go back and cover is in the staking area here. So as you are adding in you're depositing in to go into your staking system. So when you go to deposit into the staking system, I'm going to show you with this right now in a second, but I already had some that were in here. And when you make a deposit, it immediately goes into what they call the warm-up balance. So this is a balance that up to 16 hours, there's 2 minutes left in this rebase. So if I were to put this in the next 2 minutes, I would only have to wait 8 hours. So it would be 8 hours plus whatever it is up here. So I'm going to claim this amount here, get it out of here. This is going to move from here into here. So just get my wallet to come up. I'm just going to confirm it. And then it's going to move from here to right here, which would be this total right up top here that you see. So it's going to move it there. Now it's done. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, I'm going to stake this into my wallet now, or into my staking, and it's going to freeze it for up to 16 hours. Now, if I'm lucky enough that I got it in before this expired, I'd only have to wait 1 epoch, which is 1 8-hour session. After that, it'll be unfrozen. But during this time, it's actually going to be staking. So once it shows up here, you will see this amount up here go up because I've added the 1. So we're just waiting for it to go through its little pending thing here. So it could take a few minutes or whatever that may be. So I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to move on, and I'm going to go down to the actual, oh, there it went. So now you can see this went up to 58. It's now locked in there. And it looks like I made it. There's still a minute left. So now it says locked. So in 8 hours and 1 minute from now, this locked will turn into a red button, red claim button, like I just finished showing you. And that will move it up to here. Anything that shows stake balance can be unstaked at any time. You can stake 1, 2, 3, 5, or all 57 if you want at that point. Okay? So this is kind of really exciting. The spider web here, so you're going to see in a minute, my rewards are going to show up here. Okay? So as soon as that epoch expires, you're going to see I have 128 referrals in here. And out of all those, down to the 4 levels that I'm paid for, it will show up here. You can see they're going up in value, right? Every time they go up. Because every time I get paid, it gets added to my staking balance. So this goes up. And now the next 8 hours, it's going to be even more, and even more, and even more. That's when we showed you the calculator, how it can extend all the way from the 7 days all the way to 1 year. It's very, very powerful, folks. Hopefully I covered a lot to explain that. So any last things you want to add to that, David?
Yeah, so the term spider web, this whole platform was created over in Asia. So there's a lot of terms that relates to their culture. And the spider web, Mark explains it well, is an analogy of how a spider web catches things. It's perfectly set up. And so Carl has all these people in this downline that he's catching these little small bits and pieces based on where they're falling, what levels they're on. And so that's why it's called the spider web. I will also point out that the analogy I use is like a snowball effect. Rolling down a hill, it starts small and it gets bigger and bigger because we know that the LGNS is compounding every 8 hours, which means the contribution in commissions also is increasing every 8 hours. And it's not on a big scale, but as you can imagine, the compounding effect makes that commission get bigger and bigger to the point where at some point you're going to say, how did I get here? Because it's slowly accumulating and getting bigger through exponential growth.
Awesome. Thanks, David. So with this, I am going to stop the recording, and then we'll take some questions.